Hello, this is Thomas from Medieval Review, and I'm here with Blake Pogue from CAS Iberia. Hello, Blake.
How you doing, Thomas?
I am doing very well, and you have quite a lot to show me, I think. So we're going to look at some of the new items that you have, as well as, I guess, some prototypes, essentially.
We can do that.
And so let's take a look, and you just show me what you'd like.
All right, cool. So on our medieval side, we're going to start adding to the Kingston Arms range with a collaboration between CAS and Gus Trim, A-Trim. This is a sword that he made that we're going to carry, specifically made for competition cutting in historical European martial arts tournaments, but still a historically based sword. We've cut. This is our first actual model. We went through a couple different prototypes, and it's just a fantastic long sword.
Yeah, and I had a chance to handle this just a second ago, and it's incredibly light, which is always a good thing in a longsword. And I think a lot of people tend to have a misconception that longswords are going to be heavy, but this one kind of hits all the right points in terms of the weight factor, and certainly the grip is really nice, and it feels really solid. So I'm actually already very much a fan of this design.
And of course, we'll send you one to play with.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I will certainly do a review of it when I get that chance.
So continuing that, we're going to do, in addition to the Gus made swords, we're going to do a few that Gus has designed for us, produced by the Dragon King Forge for Kingston Arms. So first we have a Type 18 and a Type 14 in the range, and we've got a couple others in the works. But yeah, these both come with scabbards, full wood core scabbards, leather wrapped. And just at a good affordable price point, but it's got that nice Gus feel and nice light one-handers. We're going to probably do a falchion and some other things too down the road. So, yeah.
I'll be very curious to see the falchion. I'm never able to find one I really like, so I'd be really curious to see what you guys come up with on that.
Cool, excellent.
Mind if I pick this up for a
Absolutely.
moment? So one of the things I noted, certainly in the Cressy review that I did, is that I really like how solid things feel on these lines. That's honestly really hard to find at the price point that you guys are actually selling these at, especially for production blades. And I think that's a really good thing, and I like to see that this is kind of continuing on.
Cool.
In terms of just the new products feel really good in the hand, and I'm really appreciative you guys have been very open to feedback, certainly, not just from myself, but I'm certainly from the public, to make these things better, and I think it shows,
cool.
certainly.
Excellent. Appreciate that. All right, so next up, we're gonna show off a couple of different things, and then we'll get to a prototype that I'm pretty excited about that we've been working on for a while. So I think this is one that you enjoy. This is a sword cane that Dragon King Forge is doing. They just do fantastic castings and full carbon fiber shaft, and it's just a nice fun piece.
Yeah, and I have to say, I love this cap to it, the handle. I have one of the Hanwei bird dogs canes, which is really hard to find once they kind of went out of production. And I still really like it. Makes me feel like an English gentleman or something. But certainly this design is just really interesting, really beautiful. And so I'm kind of looking after this one. I'll probably pick it up eventually. It's really nice.
And this is kind of a modern interpretation with the carbon fiber and stuff. And we'll do some more like in the vein of the bird dog with like wood scabbards and that kind of stuff. So,
all right.
More classy. So.
All right. So what else do you have?
The prototype.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've been developing this for a while. This is a new version of the Federschwert fencing sword for HEMA practice. We've been through 3 or 4 prototypes with this, sent it out to a couple different groups with gotten some really good feedback, and I think we're pretty close. We're gonna make some changes on the handle, like you and I were talking about earlier. But yeah, we're in the handling and feel, and this has some interesting features in the way that it's constructed too, that you don't see around. That I think it will make it a nice training tool. So.
And again, I had a chance to handle this before we actually set up this interview, and I agree. I think you guys have a really nice prototype here. There's certain aspects of it I like, certain aspects I hope will change a little bit.
Sure.
But overall, yeah, it looks like a nice start, and certainly I'm sure that the community will be very, very happy to get some affordable and easy to obtain faders, because that can be very difficult, and usually at this point it's still HEMA is still enough of a niche sport, as it were, to not have a lot of support in the larger sword community. And so I like to see that we're getting more out, you guys getting more out there with this and being in support of that. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we had one of the first available fetters back in 2009, 10 with the Hanwei version, and we learned a lot from that release. It was still very early. A lot of people had a lot of different ideas on what was needed in the community and that kind of thing. And I think we're a lot closer with this to what people expect today. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Blake, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thomas,
Thank you for giving me a little bit of a tour. They have a really great booth set up here. They got so many different things. I actually own a couple of these, so I'm happy to still see them around. And again, wonderful stuff coming out of CAS Iberia, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
And see you all a little bit later. Until then, stay sharp.